I think everyone called him Ritchie. He was a informal guy. Oh, there was no pretense at all. He was, on one side he was the successful business guy, but on the other he was just an ordinary guy.
Richard Ritchie Nelson was also a force of nature. He started fishing the mighty Fraser as a young teen right off the boat from Norway. At every step along the way, he sought innovative ideas that would propel Nelson Brothers Fishing to become a major player in the commercial fishing industry.
It was probably the most successful company in the golden age of the industrial commercial fishing industry.
He had a 4-pillar platform for success. The first was his relationships with people of all stripes, walks of life, and cultures.
But Ritchie was very open-minded. He treated everybody the same way. Didn't matter your background at all. He just wanted people who were good fishermen who were going to work hard.
Providing a job is one thing. Financing the purchase of your boat or the cost of an engine overhaul was another. Where others hesitated, Ritchie jumped in.
He died 30 years ago, and he was at his most active 50 years ago. But I'll still get people thanking me for the time that he lent them $5,000 to rebuild their main engine, when their trawler broke down.
He'd not only help you repair and maintain your boat, he'd make sure you had the latest technological innovations on board. He was an early adopter of radio telephones.
2 conference calls a day, one at 8 in the morning and one at 8 at night.
Hello, boys.
He'd want to know who was the high boat, like say for Rivers during the night, and what was the average.
Are you on, Alec?
Western Girl here.
Anything new?
Hasn't worked out as good as I hoped.
Bob here, Alec. I'm coming around.
You bring your boats up channel, maybe we can cut them off. It's a big school.
Tom here. I'll come up too.
They knew it was a big school because Ritchie had equipped his boats with a new tracking device called an echo sounder.
For the echo sounder sketches a continuous picture of the sea bottom and any fish between it and the ship. There may be herring where the seagulls feed. If there are, the electrical impulses of the sounder will seek them out, and the moving pencil will tell the size and depth of the school.
Because he was such a hands-on guy, and because he was an owner-operator, he could adopt these things quickly, and that was probably a big difference between him and some of the competitors, which were more corporate.
That, and he was willing to take risks and make seemingly preposterous proposals. When California Packers went on the block, Ritchie wanted it, even though it was losing money.
To show you what kind of a dealer he was, he said, I'll give you $1 and pay you out of profits. California Packers said, it's a deal.
That deal came with a packing plant, a fleet of larger boats, and several reduction plants up the coast. He grew to do so well, Nelson Brothers was outshining the competition. In a move to slow down Ritchie Nelson, a rule was created stating fish coming out of Rivers Inlet would only be accepted if they were cleaned in advance. Ritchie batted aside that roadblock with nary a second thought.
So he got a couple of scows and put cleaning machines on them and cleaned the fish up there and sent them down the packer, and they were in better shape than ever.
It was one of the many ways that Ritchie Nelson enhanced and improved his company, a company that became so attractive it was eventually purchased by BC Packers. Nelson Brothers was a company that was built on the strength of Ritchie's personality.
He was just a great man to be around. He really was. When Dad was around, you just were sort of excited about things.
He was very generous, very compassionate, and just the kind of guy you wanted to be around. And he sort of excited everybody about whatever it was he was doing at the time. He was a wonderful, wonderful gentleman. He really was.
Richard Nelson, you built, and the thousands of people you employed, thank you. And we all benefited from your insight, integrity, and generosity.